Absolutely, and that's what I was trying to get to, because it's like I feel like I've took most at one time in my life. At the beginning of my bodybuilding prep, and people ask me like, "Hey, did it make a difference?" And I'll tell you straight up, no, it didn't.
Yeah.
Made a difference with me having nosebleeds every night.
I was going to say nosebleeds. Yeah. We've all been there.
Skyrocket.
Yeah.
Or just a lot of negative reactions as far as that goes, for sure.
Yeah.
But as far as like being bigger, heavier, I've always been a strong guy, even naturally as well too. So, but just with the whole fact of thinking that it's going to take you from looking like a 212 bodybuilder to a Ronnie Coleman or Jay Cutler, like that's not going to happen. It's longevity. I mean, I can tell you that now too. I had a guy talk to me in the gym the other day. He said he was looking at my pictures from back in the day. He was like, "Man, what was that took you from, your days as an amateur or beginning, top national guy, to where you are now?" And I said, "Man, that's easy." And I learned this when I worked with Chris Aceto, because I remember getting my plan from him the first week, and I was like, "Dude, what the fuck is this?" Like, the key to growing is 100% food.
Yeah.
Because when I first started with, we do the same thing with me and Dom now, but when I first started with Chris, I remember getting my plan and talked to him, and probably about 10 minutes later, I was like, "Dude, this breakfast, like, I've never ate this much in my life. Like, are you sure this is right?" And it's like, "Yeah." And I remember trying it the first week, and after breakfast for the first 2 weeks of having that plan, I would eat breakfast and I wasn't hungry again for like 6 hours later, but I had to finish that meal in.
Big old breakfast, big Texas-sized breakfast.
Yeah, and that's actually, and funny story, that's actually I got introduced to the people I'm with now, my sponsors, Project AD, because I remember I started taking the Ravenous, and that's the only thing that was able to help me with my digestion.
So you're with Joe Binley with Project AD because Ravenous is a very good product. I've actually used that. I've used that product.
Yeah, I remember.
Helps you.
I got turned on to them, and it worked like a charm, man. I remember the first week I took it, that's the reason I was able to start getting my food in, because I'm talking about breakfast with Chris. I mean, we're talking about like 2 cups of uncooked oatmeal, 14 egg whites, 4 whole eggs, 2 bagels, and that's like meal 1. All right. Then meal 2 is like, in meal 2, we're talking about, 3 cups of rice, 14 ounces of protein, 2 cups of greens. And after breakfast, like I said, it's like, dude, it's impossible. Like, how the hell am I supposed to get this?
The thing is, Joe, the reason people will try to think that it's better to go to the coaches that'll tell you to take lots of gear, because it's easier to load up a syringe than it is to get through that kind of food. So you really, sometimes people are drawn to the coaches that it looks like, oh, I'm willing to do what it takes. I'm willing to double my gear, but I'm not willing to do that, because a lot of I know a lot of the top coaches, people like Chris Aceto, some people like that, like Chris will be dropped by certain athletes because the athletes aren't willing to put that kind of hard work in. So he's like, well, if I can't work with you, there's pointless us working together.
Absolutely. And that's what I try to tell so many people, especially young adults coming up in the industry. It's like and here's another thing, interesting fact that I was telling Ron last time I talked to him. It's like I was a naturally big guy before I started anything. So I was able to go from 185, 190 to 250 naturally, and that was me natural. And when I first did anything, I was in my 20s. So of course you have a lot of guys now doing things at a young age, and I'm the first to tell someone now, like, hey, let your body mature, grow. Eat, train heavy, train hard. Yes, I'm a big person on it, especially when you're young, your joints are good and this and that. I'm a big person on, yes, the harder you train, the heavier you train, the more tissue and the bigger you're going to get, no doubt about it. It's just, it works. So, and I've always been like that. I just grew up, as 18, 20 years old, you want to bench strong, you want to dumbbell press strong, you want to squat strong, you want to deadlift strong. So I was always just that guy that wanted to be the strong person in the gym. So, and when I first finally took anything, I took, 1 bottle of testosterone and, some D-ball. I went from 255 to 300 pounds.